I'd love to keep streaming YouTube-free royalty music on my videos, but this game needs depth. So, let's add sound. Firstly, I'm going to head over to the asset store and try and find some sound effects that I can use in the game. After a bit of looking and a quick cache handover, we have some assets that we can use. One of the assets in particular came with quite a lot of movement sound, so I figured footsteps was a good place to start. There are a few ways that I thought about doing this, and overall I decided to run these sounds through animation events. Basically, I would go to the animation clips involved in the player's movement, and let's say I would go to one of the walking animations, and I'd find the individual points in the clip where the player's footsteps are hitting the ground, and I would call an event to play an animation sound. What could go wrong? Not what I had hoped. Turns out the issue might have been resulting from blend trees. Basically, a blend tree is where you mix between different animations at once, and as you can see, what this does is call multiple animation clips at once to blend it, and therefore I assume multiple of these footsteps events were being called when they weren't visible. Instead, I thought it would be better to use curves. Basically having the one parameter that all the animation clips used, but only the one that was visible would be calling it. Much better. Then after the tedious matter of adding all those curves to our sprinting and crouching movement animations, we would be set with our footsteps. But after a quick re-import of the animations, everything is looking much better. Then going back into our editor and throwing in the rest of the player animation movement sounds to our sound manager, we can add some flourish. And now things were starting to sound a little bit more whole. We had the different footsteps, crouch, stand, different types of movements like slide, climbing. I even went as far to add some audio loops for breathing and clothing just to add another layer on top of it all. Initially, all of these sounds were being initiated through scripting. However, I figured that would be a lot to send over a network with a multiplayer game, and so I looked at adding some of these animations being triggered through the animation events. Next, and arguably the most important, was adding the weapon sounds. Basically, I created a weapon sound manager, and then I added all the necessary files for each weapon's scriptable object. The results you can hear for yourself. I even visited my old friend the asset store and got some updated grenade models, and refined the effect just a little bit. And I added noises to the grenades like the impact sounds, the explosion sounds. Please don't mind that little overlap issue there, that just occurs during the editor. I'll be honest with you, at this point I was pretty bored with working with sound, so I decided to add something new as far as gameplay. As you know, the concept of the game has a lot of strategy around positioning, and so to assist with this, I wanted to add a minimap. First I went into the game level, got a bird's eye orthographic view of the map. I took a picture, took it to Photoshop, did a little bit of editing, and ended up with these. I even made a nifty little grid and a marker just to help so the players can see where they're going. After converting the pieces' positions and placing them on the 2D UI, it looked a little something like this. Obviously there's some inspiration there from a chessboard, and if you go ahead and remove one of the pieces, like so, it'll disappear from the map. And then I figured, why stop there? While working on the minimap, I decided to upgrade the inactive pieces enemy detection, and in the top left you can see the enemy appear as a red blip and disappear as he goes in and out of different pieces' vision. Hopefully this helps add to the strategy of the game, especially using those inactive pieces. After that nice break from working on sound, I decided to jump back into it and work on damage. In addition to just general hurt and dying sounds, I wanted to add a special touch to the critical sound. Here you can hear heartbeats and an echo going on in the background. To create the echo, I basically used two different audio mixer snapshots. One of them has a low fade and the other one is normal. And basically when you enter the critical health state, it will transition to the one with the low fade. Here's a better listen to it without me talking over the background. And this is where I think I might leave it for this update video. I hope the new format is enjoyed, and of course I'll leave a more detailed log of everything in the description. For now, I will leave you with some gameplay. Oh, and by the way, I should mention, OBS did not record any audio for any of these gameplays, and I didn't realize until after. So you'll have to enjoy the royalty-free YouTube music. Sorry.